All right, so we'll get going. I'm going to keep the program session. This is going to be relatively short, maybe 25, 30 minutes at the most. We have about 45 people on the live stream, which I find that fun. You guys might not find that interesting at all, but I'm really into live streaming technology and what it can do for us and our businesses in terms of giving people an inside look at what we do, how we do it on a daily basis, and connect with people where we are. So I don't have my hands wrapped around it all the way, but we're figuring it out, so that's what we're doing. All right, today we are here for the TrustedChoice.com update and strategy session. Just so you guys know, and I don't know if anyone in this room uses Snapchat other than me, but we do have a Snapchat filter that I created for this. Just allows people who follow us to know that we're here at the Ledge Conference. It's a small thing. Snapchat is relatively new, but we're always trying to test these things and just see what works, what people connect with. I do see long-term this tool being a nice branding play for local producers at events. If you're having like a client appreciation day, there's all kinds of different things you can do with this that very simply allow you to brand either your message or your agency or your business in whatever way, shape, form it is. So we tested it out, and the few people who Snap have been using it, which has been fun to see. And I just want to let you guys know that it'll be available till the end of Saturday. So today, it was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Now I'm going to show you, this is our new consumer-facing video. So you may have seen the one that we did that was agent-facing. It better explained TrustedChoice.com from an agent's perspective. Then we did it again using similar characters to explain the appetite engine, which is the algorithm that Derek Hyde, who's here, his team built, which helps connect consumers with the right independent insurance agent based on their appetite and their availability. And now we have our very first video, which we've created using those same similar characters. We call them the Joe's Insurance characters, and it's focused on consumers. And where it lives today is it's the default video for Advantage subscriber profile pages. So every Advantage subscriber on TrustedChoice.com has the option to have a video. We use this as the default video, and then that agency, if they've had their own video, they can come in and upload and use whatever video they want. That's their choice. This acts today as a default video on the profile pages.
As life progresses, your world starts to grow and grow. And as it does, it gets more unique and more precious. But not all insurance companies can grow with you. Does the place that sells you car insurance take care of your home? And what about everything else? Well, probably not. But you don't have to piece together insurance from 3 or 4 different places. Nope. Let a Trusted Choice independent agent build a unique insurance program for you. TrustedChoice.com is the first website that helps you find the right insurance agent for your growing life. Just let us know what you're after, and then we connect you with the agent that best suits your needs, all of your needs. Trusted Choice agents provide the best value because they work for you, comparing multiple companies at once. And when you work with a Trusted Choice agent, you are the boss, so you know your agent is making the right choices for you. Because with the right insurance from an agent you trust, all you have to do is focus on growing. And you'll find that independent agent at TrustedChoice.com.
One of the initial pieces of feedback that we got on this video was, Ryan, or team, I don't know, a lot of people emailed me directly, but it doesn't tell the whole story. What about this? Agents do this too, the independents do this too. One of the ideas with these videos is that they're only 60 seconds long, and we want to take the entire story that makes up what independent agents are and the IA channel does for consumers and break them up into small little stories that over time tell the whole thing. I think that barfing our entire message onto a consumer in 60 seconds can be a bit overwhelming and ultimately doesn't hit, right? We want to just capture one singular emotion for one segment of the population and see how that happens. And if they relate to it, well, then we pick a new segment of the population and we try a new message. And we do that over and over and over again until we have a library of videos that speaks to whoever needs that message at that time. It fits into our testing culture, right? And some of the videos won't hit, and we're completely okay with that. They're relatively low cost and relatively easy to put together, so we can try them. And if one's a complete flop, well, then we just try another one. until we figure out what works. So this has been reasonably well received. I can't give you any hard and fast data in terms of actual, because we did this video, our conversion rate is up, but as you'll see, in general, we're doing better, so this at least played a small role in it, I'd like to think. So 2016 has been kind of a rock and roll year for us already, and we're going to talk about what that means. We had our single largest day for referrals, 422 referrals delivered to independent insurance agents in one day. That happened Tuesday? Monday. And then we've been close, so it wasn't just like some big spike and it went away. We've had 398, 399 since then this week, which means that we're right, 400 is going to become the new norm. And this is part of the process, right? 300, the last time we talked to you guys, 300 was the new norm. Was it this meeting or was it the fall leadership meeting?
I think it was one of those two.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One of these last fall leadership, 300 had become the new norm. We had hit 300 on a consistent basis. We've now hit 400 on a consistent basis. And then the next step is obviously 500 and 600. And it doesn't stop. It's kind of getting ourselves to that plateau and then moving up to the next step. So we're pretty happy about that. The reason, when we look at the recent success that we had, SEO is what it is. That's search engine optimization. That's essentially creating content that ranks inside of Google, that when consumers have a problem, they search and they find us. In 2015, we tried a lot of different things, and for anyone who listens to the podcast, you heard 2 or 3 episodes ago, Marty basically interviewed me about one of the biggest mistakes that we made in 2015 from a content standpoint. And I'd like to think that we were very transparent and honest, and that not everything we did in 2015 worked exactly the way we wanted it to. But the good thing is we learned a lot, and from the results that I'm about to show you, taking what we learned, the things that we missed on, and throwing those away and applying the things that we did learn, we're at a different trajectory of growth right now. And it's why maybe I'm able to use a slide like this. So we've seen 50% month-over-month growth in traffic since December of 2015. I have an Anna Kendrick thing, and I like gifts. So we've also seen 11% growth in month-over-month referrals since December of 2015. So that means from March to December, we've grown 50% month-over-month in traffic and 11% in referrals. That's pretty good. It's also the fastest pace at which we've grown in almost 2 years. Since really the initial launch and build-up, we're back to one of the fastest trajectories we've ever had in terms of growth. Right? So that's a double boom. And it really is, this is an era, and we talk in eras in our business, right? We've had the era of email marketing, the era of paid search, the era of using content delivery networks, and it's just a way for us to understand when we take on these different tactics, when we're learning them, we really invest ourselves. So we kind of stop trying to grow in other spaces and we become incredibly proficient at different things. Well, we've learned over and over that it is all about this, right? This is the base. This is the foundation of a great website. And it really is the defining thing that separates TrustedChoice.com from all our lead and referral generation competition. No one else has the base, and I'm going to show you what that means. So it's organic traffic, right? It's traffic that comes from people searching in Google. There's many different traffic types, and if I get into ones and zeros, Sherry, just throw something at me, okay? Basically, anytime someone searches and finds us and chooses out of a list of search results, now this could be Bing or Yahoo, though only weirdos use those platforms, and Google, right? If someone uses those platforms, searches and finds us, they click through to our website, that's called an organic search and an organic traffic. That's what it shows up in Google. So this is really a test. This number is what we define ourselves as, not the top-level traffic. So top-level traffic is great, but what we are looking for in 2016 is to take this number to a new high. And it's the organic traffic that has spiked that growth. So we've had 162.5% growth in organic traffic. Essentially, in December of 2015, we did 158,958 visitors. That's unique visitors to our site through search. In March of 2016, we did 257,691. That's a pretty significant jump. And this has in large part to do with a woman by the name of Nissa Leader on my team and the rest of my staff. I'm incredibly proud of them. They have taken this challenge, which was set to us by Chip. They've taken it on and really done some great work, and I'm very proud of them. So there's a little bit of art, a little bit of science to this thing. A lot of people ask, well, how did you do it? I'm going to give you just a few of the things that we did. One of them is we started to focus on geographic terms. We didn't want to just hit national searches. We wanted to hit people when they were searching locally, and we're going to talk about the state SEO campaign in a couple minutes. That was a big part of this. The other piece is we went back and we reviewed the content that we had already created. So just because you create content once, it doesn't mean that you just did it and now you can never go back to it. So we actually have a woman by the name of Hannah on my team. She goes back in, reviews our old content, and if it's not good, we make it better. So we're reviewing and upgrading and bringing the stats up to date, adding new images. Chip is crazy about images, so we're always adding new images to the site. And we do this because we don't want our content to get stale, and we don't want our site to get stale. So it's not set it and forget it. That is a very big part of this. And for all of your websites, and if I were doing a different stump presentation, I would tell you, you have to go back in and update your sites on a regular basis. And that's what we're doing. And it has shown very significant results. So just simply by going in and refreshing the content, it gets Google back in, it gets them understanding that, hey, these guys aren't just doing this for traffic, they're doing this to educate people, which is the ultimate goal of TrustedChoice.com from a front-end consumer standpoint, right? Our hook is we're going to educate you, and then when you're ready, we're going to connect you with an independent agent. So all of this methodology and all the tactics that we do really fit in with the core mission of what TrustedChoice.com is. So I talked to you about this bedrock idea, and this is a little geeky, and I apologize for that, but I just want you to kind of understand where TrustedChoice.com fits into the universe of websites versus a lot of our competition. And the way that, and again, this is a loose number, right? This isn't like I'm 35 years old. This is a loose number. It's called domain authority, and it's a way for Google from 0 to 100 to kind of categorize the authority of a website. More authority being better than less authority. Okay, so that's a reasonable concept. Our domain authority is 69. Since December, we've bumped it up 6 points. So it was 63 in December of 2015, and all this focused work that we've done on content and SEO has bumped it up 6 points in 3 months. So we now have a domain authority of 69, and on its own, that number means absolutely nothing. So where do we fit in terms of our competition and the other major players in our space? Well, Geico has an 81 domain authority. Esurance, USAA, they're 73, so they're in our sites, and we will get them. I'm a fairly competitive guy, and this makes me agitated that they're above me. 69, that's us. Auto Owners, 66. Erie, 65. Cincinnati, 59. So these are well-established carriers who've been in the business of insurance for a long time, and a 3-year-old website outranks them in terms of domain authority. So that's Google saying your site is more authoritative on the topic of insurance than these other sites, where unfortunately there's a few of our competitors that are higher. Yes?
How do you get those numbers?
So you can go to Google and they'll give them to you. If you email me after, I'll send you the site. I'll send you the link that you can go in and you pop in your URL. That gives you a loose idea. We actually have a special tool that we pay for, which allows us to better understand this.
One big one, there's a lot of direct marketing going on there. Where are they?
Progressive is a little higher than us. Yeah. Which makes sense. Yeah. Progressive is actually higher than Geico too. That's a good point. They're in the 80s. But they do good work. I mean, from a marketing and content standpoint, I mean, you can't deny that they're good. But trust me, we'll get them. Here are some of our lead and referral generation competition. Yep. Sorry to the live streamers. I'll move closer to the microphone. Insurance.com, 61. Insurance.com has about 6 or 7 different sites that they manage. Their main one is insurance. NetQuote is a 60. CoverHound, 45. Insureon, and it goes down the list. These are the big names that you read that all the venture capitalists are pumping tons of money in. These guys buoy themselves through paid. There's nothing wrong with that. But understand that when the money goes away, so does the traffic. And Inshurion, just to be fair, about I'd say 13 or 14 months ago has learned the lesson and started to do some content work. But a lot of the other sites are not doing what we're doing. And the reason I say that we're building a foundation is because paid can come and go, tactics can come and go, but people putting a search term into Google and trying to find an answer, in the lexicon of the internet, it is one of the more safe ways that, to get traffic to your site. Right? That is the bedrock of Google's business. If they were to ever intrinsically change that, it would hinder their entire revenue model. So it is the safest way to consistently get traffic. Now, once we've got SEO built and that strong foundation, we're going to do more with paid. I mean, there's opportunity there. But we're trying to do this the smart way, right? And I feel like this is me pontificating a little, but these guys got a bunch of money. They went right to paid for immediate results. And I think that they're going to pay the price in the long run. A lot of these sites have actually existed longer than TrustedChoice.com, and they don't get nearly the search traffic that we do. So there's something there. What it is, we'll figure out. Any questions on the whole domain authority, why we're killing it right now? No? Okay, good. So, state SEO campaign in November of this year, we launched a campaign where some of the state associations could basically, we created a program where the states could contribute and have us focus our efforts on their particular state. We had 10 states take that on. I'm not going to list them all because I'll forget something, but we had 10 basically pilots in the first year. Those states that were part of that pilot program have seen a 2x growth in traffic. Specifically, those 10 states as a group got 39,000 approximate visits in December of 2015, and in March of 2016 as a group, 81,000 plus. So by focusing on their geographic area and focusing on that state and the towns and the keywords and being very specific about that work, we've doubled the traffic to that state. Ryan, traffic is great, but that doesn't pay the bills. Okay, 6% growth in referrals to non-participants. So the 40 states that aren't participating have seen a 6% increase in referrals since December of 2015. The 10 states who are participating in the state SEO campaign have seen a 56% increase in referrals to those states. Right? That's pretty good. So I think the message is that by being more specific, by focusing on geography, by using content to do that, by speaking to consumers in the language that they want. We use southwestern images for southwestern states. We use northeastern image, Cape Cod's in the northeast. And these little tiny things, you're going, why does that matter? These are very, very important to a consumer. When they hit that page, they want to know that this isn't some faceless big national organization. They want to say, these guys know exactly what I need if I live in Massachusetts or I live in Florida. Okay? So we'll be reopening up that program in September. And if you have questions, email Chip or I, and we're happy to talk to you about how you can get involved in it or whatever. So the other big thing that we've done was we get a lot of inquiries at TrustedChoice.com from people who are not members of the Big I. And obviously, you can't have an Advantage subscription on TrustedChoice.com if you're not a member of the Big I. So we created a program where we could track sending people who are non-members to the state associations to become members so that then, selfishly, we could turn them into Advantage subscribers. We have sent 158, and I culled this as best I could with those of you from the association who were testing out your particular funnel, which is fine. So I did my best to make this as clean as I possibly could. 158 people since the second week of January is when we officially launched this. So from the second week of January to last week, we've sent 158 people or agencies to state associations to potentially become members. The results Most states were in like the 3 to 4, but we did have some, and you know, kind of size-wise, it makes sense. 18 agencies in Texas, 15 in Florida, Arizona, Florida, Pennsylvania all saw 7. New Jersey had 6, and we've had some. It's anecdotal at this point because I just kind of will occasionally email. Sherry, I've emailed you. I know Texas has written one. I know Florida has written one, and there was someone else that I'm forgetting that wrote them. So. Is the world being set on fire with this? No, but we're growing membership, which, you know, is obviously good. So I think there's more that can be done here. Right now, it's just we wanted to get the funnel in place, get the process in place. Not all of them are good. Some of them are, you know, State Farm agents who are just trying to see if they can weasel their way in. So we get that. But the good ones, you know, we hope you can get you some more business. All right. So make some money. I have this thing with gifts. I can't help it. So one of the last topics I want to talk about today is Agency Nation University. You may have heard me or Marty or even Chip tease out this idea. Basically, Agency Nation has always been a free platform for agents to learn about digital marketing, digital sales, and technology. And that's going to continue to be true for the most part. Starting in May of 2016, we will be launching our very first course, which will be paid, called Zero to Sales, a step-by-step guide to grow your business online. This will be a digital marketing and sales-focused training, non-CE based course, so it's a completely elective, and it will be taking people from a kind of a baseline knowledge, so you don't have to be an expert. This will give agency principals who aren't interested in doing the work the words, right? Because one of the things that I find most often is I don't want to do the work, nor do I care, but you ultimately want to have the language. So this will give you the language. It'll give your producers the ability to understand how to use some of these tools like Facebook Live to grow their book. And whoever's doing this work can go in and use it as a guide. So it's not going to be incredibly expensive, and we don't have all that worked out yet, but this is going to be the official title of it. We're excited to launch that. It's coming in May. And if you have questions, obviously you can just email me. I'm happy to answer them. And but it's going to be a pretty big thing. We want it to be inclusive of a lot of ideas, and then off of that, based on where people's interests are, we'll build out additional resources as necessary. So that's coming in May, and that is basically the deal for us. I told you I would keep it short, and I did. Questions? Oh, and if you text this number, sorry, Chip.
Sorry.
If you text this number, you can join the Agency Nation newsletter. I just learned how to do that technology, so I wanted to put it in there. I think it's probably old hat to some people. But
I was going to say, you're late on that.
Text is like...
So 2008.
So like, yeah, 1997.
Yeah. Now we'll certainly take questions.
Yeah, take questions right here.
We will take questions, and Dean Brooks, by the way, caught me in the back and asked me a question I thought I would also share. He said, and many of you that follow trustedchoice.com may be curious about being a startup. You know, we were losing money for quite a while, and he said, hey, how you doing on getting to profitability? And just FYI, we made a small profit in March. So nothing to brag about, very modest, I assure you, but we're proud enough of it that that's a good thing, and obviously helps to sustain everything that we're working on and ensures that we can continue to go for quite a long time. And eventually, of course, return dividends to the many investors that obviously got us here in the first place. But we'll take any questions. We intentionally wanted to leave this open so you guys could tell us what to talk about. Good.